With Craig temporarily out and me in charge of all things Video Game Vault and Top 10 for the time being, it's only fitting that we Sidekicks got some recognition. These unsung heroes are the guys that the world can't be saved without and yet rarely get any of the glory. What's up? I'm Nervous Nick for ScrewAttack's Top 10 Sidekicks in Gaming.
Number 10.
In the Donkey Kong games, nobody wants to be DK, everybody wants to be his nimbler, hipper cousin Diddy Kong, am I right? Am I right? He was like the cool kid that everybody wanted to be if they were a chimpanzee. He's got the baseball cap, the cartwheels, the boombox. If Diddy were updated for today, he'd probably bust out an iPod or pull up YouTube on his laptop or something. Diddy can shred on an electric guitar, pack heat, and fly using his choice of jetpack or an airplane. Donkey Kong has, absolutely nothing on him. And that's both the reason Diddy's on the list and the reason why he's not any higher. Because if you're a good sidekick, you make the hero look better without taking the spotlight for yourself. Sorry, buddy.
Number 9.
You're going to fight a monkey, get a bunch of magic weapons, merge with the collective unconsciousness to become one with infinity, and then destroy the universe.
When there's a case that needs solving or a crazed prophecy that needs fulfilling, you can always turn to the mostly reliable private investigator duo of Sam the dog and his sidekick Max the 3-foot rabbity thing. Max is known for his loyalty, short attention span, and willingness to be used as a live projectile. And despite his occasional spurts of violence, you'll probably still think of Max as a cuddly friend of sorts. But for me, there's something about him that just creeps me out for whatever reason.
Enjoying the ride, Sam?
Next number!
Number 8.
All right, meatbags, here's what you gotta know about HK-47 from Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. He's like C-3PO if he were a relentless mercenary instead of a golden pansy. Upon buying him from a junk dealer on Tatooine, you'll find that this droid can become one of the deadliest members of your team, with numerous upgrades for him to obtain and proficiency in every type of blaster. And that works out well, because the guy loves murder.
Commentary. I say we blast the meatbag and save you the trouble, Master.
Number 7.
It's been said that dogs are man's best friend. Well, if that's true, then I'd have to say that a robot dog is a robot man's best friend as well. It doesn't matter how many contraptions and gizmos Mega Man steals from his robot master Prey, because without Rush, he'd still be knocking on Dr. Wily's front door. Rush is whatever he needs to be. A boat, a jet, a platform, or battle armor. Admit it, you've used Rush to skip 1 or 2 rooms before. In fact, that image kind of sums it all up right there. Rush carries Mega Man to victory.
Number 6.
Sidekicks are usually designed to make the hero look better, as we've said, but sometimes they actually outshine the main dude in every aspect. In the Banjo-Kazooie games, the player primarily controls Banjo, but as any fan knows, all the cool stuff is done with his partner in crime, Kazooie. Thanks to this sassy ostrich thing, you can move faster, jump higher, shoot projectiles, and take flight. And when Kazooie's on her own in Banjo-Tooie, nearly all of her abilities actually improve without Banjo's fatness weighing her down. And what does that leave Banjo with? An empty backpack. Oh yeah, Kazooie also helps you swim better too. She's a bird that helps you swim better. Don't you just love video game logic?
Number 5.
To be fair, Banjo may have gotten some use out of an empty backpack, but with the duo of Ratchet and Clank, Clank is the backpack. By transforming into a helicopter or a jetpack, Clank is able to take Ratchet to places he wouldn't otherwise be able to get to. But what makes Clank so special is that not only is he the guardian of the freaking space-time continuum, he went back in time to save Ratchet's life after Alistair killed him. There are spoilers in this top 10. BTW. Whoops.
Number 4.
In a world chock full of burly, steroid men in video games, it's always refreshing to see a strong female character. But when you're talking about Alex Vance from the Half-Life 2 series, you're actually talking about one of the best.
Dr. Freeman, I presume.
Don't let her sidekick status diminish her importance. Even though she's an AI-controlled helper, she doesn't easily get stuck or constantly repeat the same phrases of dialogue time after time again. It's funny how a game several years old can make a female sidekick smarter and more helpful than some games from more recent years can. Hey Sheva, you watching this? You best be taking notes, woman.
Number 3.
After more than a decade of complaints, I don't think there's any way that I can express the common opinion of Navi is annoying in a way that hasn't already been said 1,000 times. But for how chatty she is, she's 10 times more useful in Ocarina of Time. Not only does she help you learn enemy weak spots or find hidden dungeons, but without Navi, there would be no targeting system in Ocarina of Time. You remember having to manually aim your arrows in the Ganon battle? Well, thanks to Navi, you don't have to do that the whole rest of the game. That glowing blabbermouth didn't just make the first 3D Zelda more enjoyable to play, she made all the other ones that followed possible. But seriously, Navi, shut up.
Number 2.
Surprise! Luigi's on the list about sidekicks. Even though Luigi's a total wimp when he finally gets to go it alone, that's not what's so great about him. He's always with his older, more famous brother every step of the way. Luigi does the same amount of work, he goes through the same amount of trouble, and he gets none of the glory. Or booty. The big reason he's not number 1 on this list is because he puts Mario's jumping abilities to shame. And as we've established before, that's not how true sidekick rolls. It's time for our sidekick recap. Alrighty then. Number 10, Diddy Kong. Number 9, Max. Number 8, HK47. Number 7, Rush. Number 6, Kazooie. Number 5, Clank. Number 4, Alex Vance. Number 3, Navi. And number 2, Luigi.
It's number 1.
Rush is functional. Alex is smart. But when you get right down to it, a sidekick's ultimate purpose is to make the hero look better. All the previously mentioned sidekicks do this in their own way, but one of the most effective methods to accomplish this is to consistently suck. From his earliest outings on the Genesis, Miles Tails Prower basically lived to die. He can get left behind, killed by an enemy, drowned underwater, or even blown to Kingdom Come, but without fail, Tails will keep coming back to do it all over again. But Sonic takes advantage of his idiot number 2. Tails follows Sonic's every movement, allowing you to deal twice the damage to bosses, or even allow him to take hits for you. He's even got a bit of the Luigi complex. He goes through all the trouble Sonic does, but for none of the reward. With the exception of seeing his hero succeed. And if an immortal being can still live in the hero's shadow and get nothing for it, that is the ultimate sidekick.